0302-211-299 or check out
Anunti, my brother, any media padina, secure. Uba fire strategic for her. Ubenya fire extinguisher, fire alarm system, smoke detectors, water hydrant, control panel installation. Yes, some CCTV cameras. Fire Strategic Engineering Services were professionals. Okra ECD certificate. Our Yaufie and our company Emawa. We need to so Bonibia. Ye process fire permit any certificate. Emma Ankra schools, hospitals, filling stations. Ninuma Konka Enina. Opesa Oba Hoban a free a Jasisia Hodia. Any strategy na any strategic engineering services. Uba we are Kumase Chronom Yane Arena Hotel no any dim shanimu. Freya 0245387820 and 0265599024. Fire Strategic Engineering Services. Fire safety is our pride.
Midimafo, Pokwase Maira Accra. Midimafo, Pokwase Maira Accra. Midimafo Hebakne Nekaba Accra. And you won't hear passengers a Gumika Imi, a Hona Dudwana Aircraft. Hey, and the Accra and the bottom of the moon. And the Demuampa, the Sesede, a Dicam Atlantic International University, America Memo, about Dr. Dujanfi Babasu, honorary degree as a professor in biology in herbal medicine. It is said here, I am more. Oh, Mr. Minim wife, your copa war. 1 year, 1 city. You send between ones and ATS canon. Me connection and said down koye na esakakra say wa pege mu ama hodiam bam connection na wodi we what about the crow stroke so de wo fa no small chese agidi wa wu ani de asie no yare bia etatia e wo Dr. Tamda so endi so diabetes, hepatitis B, prostate, hypertension, malaria yare bia kuma say o wa go opposite government school no and nkra hanso obepiem e wo pokuase mayira kwan no so.
Abepim ne ebekere asumbi abafete kuye abafete mpuntu yada olokodo papa nti orihwe da munyamanyame ni nara ohu de ampa ma webehu ma wodi waso atin ampa de fete asumbi aba oyampa de mpuntu so lokodo ha nti ni sasunti amujumekui oye Eruru Embassy Theological college wetum waba wabobo mabado nya baby akeke so or ye no special one when we fete a Village of Hope school nti meka de obia mfa mpabonta fete mechi na fete infanta mpefra nti de fete esi ni dade mu a olukoni manista Ubia of Japan so opiano nti we hu dumeda medi imafeteman abra won besi igbanodo abepim ne ebekere asumbi abafete kuye abafete mpuntu yada olokodo papa nti orihwe da munyamanyame ni nara ohu de ampa ma webehu ma wodi waso atin ampa de fete asumbi aba oyampa de puntu so lokodo ha ntini sasunti amujumekui oye Eruru Embassy Theological college wetum waba wabobo mabado nya baby akeke so oye no special one when we fete a Village of Hope school nti meka de obia mfa mpabonta fete mechi na fete infanta mpefra nti de fete esi ni dade mu a olukoni manista ubia of Japan so opiano nti we hu dumeda medi imafeteman abra won besi igbanodo abepim ne ebekere asumbi abafete kuye abafete mpuntu yada olokodo papa nti ɔhwehwɛ da mo nyamanyama ni nyinara wohu dɛ ampa ma wabɛhu ma wɔde w'aso atie no ampa dɛ fɛtɛ asomdwa aba ha ɔyɛ ampa dɛ puntu nso lekɔdo wɔ ha nti ne sa so nti na mo dwumaku yi ɔyɛ Ewuro Embassy Theological College yi wetum wabobɔ ma bado nye baby akeke so ɔyɛ no special one a wɔyɛ no fɛtɛ Village of Hope school yi nti mɛka dɛ obiara mfa mpaabɔ nta fɛtɛ m'akyi na fɛtɛ mfa ntampe fra nti dɛ fɛtɛ esi ne dade mu a ɔlekɔ ne yim ma ne sida na obi a ɔfodua apa no nso opia no nti wehu dwumada a medi ma fɛtɛ man abra a wɔne bɛsi igba no do abɛpem dɛ nnɛ ɛbɛkɛ dɛ asomdwe aba fɛtɛ kuyɛ aba fɛtɛ mpuntu yɛada a ɔlekɔ do papaapa nti ɔhwehwɛ da mo nyamanyama ni nyinara wohu dɛ ampa ma wabɛhu ma wɔde w'aso atie no ampa dɛ fɛtɛ asomdwa aba ha ɔyɛ ampa dɛ puntu nso lekɔdo wɔ ha nti ne sa so nti na mo dwumaku yi ɔyɛ Ewuro Embassy Theological College yi wetum wabobɔ ma bado nye baby akeke so ɔyɛ no special one a wɔyɛ no fɛtɛ Village of Hope school yi nti mɛka dɛ obiara mfa mpaabɔ nta
na obey de twetwe aso
na fɛtɛ mfa ntampe
ɔse hwɛ nokorɛ mese mo sɛ yɛinum mpɔka ɔmantum a aboɔ anwea ne nnua yi ebeyi maye papa no ubisa na sɛ no yi wano a wobɛdwene ho a wotibe yɛ wo ya why ne wohwɛfo why ne wasomdwe he Christ Jesus no a ɛna yɛ ohwɛfo na ɔno koro no a so na yɛ wasomdwe he na ɔyɛ asomdwe he nso sanse ba bi wo bia no asomdwe wɔ hɔ ba bia wo a sakasaka wɔ basabasayɛ ɛwɔ asomdwe ni hɔ no na Christ Jesus na oni hɔ bi so Kristoni a ka hu sɛ wotie ta Christ anamon so tina ma yɛ Kristoni no Christian a ofri Christ mo anamon enya pepepe sɛ wo Christ Jesus na nhyira ayɛ wo dia hwan no wasomdwe he ene Christ a last 2 weeks wadi ebowura mu last week ayedru ahyimu yɛda so a lenti na mu ne yɛkorɔ no enkosi sɛ de twɛ ne kan ne bɛba mu ama ya bɛfa no ayi na yakayaka de na obɛwuo ogogota be pone so ade nkwaje abra me ne umienu no free sabre ko me ne umienu e wo se ye kronkron ye mpo anya ne fe nanso ye mmoe ho modene se ye be kora ye ho asie honam mu ne sunsun wiase mu na breya de yanim yi kosisi ye be wura Easter mu no in fact a Christopher ye nabuye ne calendar no sabre yi a very sensitive a ye holy brain ye wom kronkron mu brain ye wom no sanse papa no wo ba na oba na wo be wuo no ba wo ba nkyere se obenya ne to mfa so na emum de obeye wo ho na kyere se okwa a obegya wo peace me ka kyere se urado hu mobo na won hyesi wakoma onfa onyina yie pa o ma onya resolute e wona asem mu me pa cho e so spiritually inclined se na be onya maye kura no obeba ofie na asomdwie na nkasa no e wo fie dada anka amen kura ni pa robetumi abono pa ma ho de ni bi aka nanso e so jama ne ko no ka se we coward eye papa wenti na nanka wono antwe se ka kura Peter twe se ka twa obi aso no kura nanka o se nko de fa nko la nanka o so Peter da bi fatale ho bam wa science nkyere ne e de aso na tare ho according to the scribe no mo try no be wi akiri Peter ba mamu se papa we adi na chi kura no kura no ba ma ye ho akiri at the same time ne de ne ko a ne ye ko ne ye chensa to si de o twe se kan no wo se kan no tempa cho tim no be ya obone a awereto erade dia bone yo bebu ho aten nyankopon o de sane bia no kwan so bebu ni ho aten obone ho erade on kan no man tiase ene ye bedi nkoma wa afidie so eye nuanom a mo maame nom ne mo papa nom koto tomatoes e wo sirem no a wo mo asama ba no eye da so acheche mo were erade nkam ho na onye makasefo no omo makoma emrafem Burkina ban ne Ghana ban atu ho na mo na mo ba bia duru ne ye yanya ntosi anya hwe anopa out awiamode kokko anwumre baga kokko nya hwe esi kire so mra fa so kakra ubetumi adi mako abla oyam nya oya so a bayan kase ntosi adwuma na ngu mo kwa mo ntete munya abotre kakra mo nkwa ho hia yen esene ntosi na mo kofa aba no tiawa number 2 so yebedi nkomo in King Council SHS senior high in King Council SHS senior high school and Amekro Ashanti region high King Council ya senior house master houses there na doors your house masters and your senior house master house near 10 yan munyina she senior house master na senya sanity house 1 house 2 house 3 house 4 will be on the house master name house master senior na senior house master na as a chief of staff MPC near a minister senior national senior house master say if you are here you na anya oya ye nya ofaye silence also means what na shade no waye na enam edidan kola ne bia no e wo campus wo na ono so nam no wotete nkoda no bi edi konkonsan komo say teacher ni bia wu school mo ya na teacher ni wu no aye nwanwa ma wo mu hu kom ofa so wi e na senior house master na se wate se nkora ne nam campus no mu di nkomo se onu senior house master no oni mewu no hu bi etu abon nkora ne dua collateral o de ajeje wo mini ba bi wo okani bere ene nkora na abado ho o betumi apamatade de ahyew bedunyame e size fine fa e be hwe agora wudi ni ne woye ni apamatade na ahyew oyi hu ano onyi because e ho na ofiri ba but satade na nkasa de na ebia nya na ahyew ko ye hweba bia wo namba bia odi wa agoro nya pass ma ahyew senior house master say for where a teacher ni awuo e wo campus asem very sensitive e ka ho asem enkora no nam campus wo di konkonsa say wono senior house master na nsa wo teacher ni wuo ni mu bi enti obon kora miense ni nyina dua abo mu nua wa buro mu nua ha en kana sa me da to Central Region Ghana Education Service nen krabate o Ghana mema nen krabate wo Central Region say ntakosam na ekwoso Central Region wa hot no me ko school Central Region na o ha enantako eye ode wokumase na wo Central Region na koshia Buamponsim School Apam School Adisada St. Augustine's ma koho e dekaka Ashanti Region ba mini ni ente da bia adwen no wa Ashanti e ho no stadium papa bia nhye da ni hunti na do Milo games no a na konya a school like Buamponsim playing St. Augustine's my brother Premier League crying ketwa go there and see go there amaje me chia go there hey schools wo hware Central Region unim kwa botwe mfasepem ho Adisada wo ho keka St. Augustine's agri e man mema ni nyina e ho na be hu ayi wege fo no me yesi ni man nko an omo guest tumni kakra defense kro mo ni St. Augustine's ya omo kwa ni omo Central Region ho de heavy pa but na Ashanti Region me yase na ye ko sakafia fu di champs amulet ene hwa be gu TV ni so kwala boni di samfo sa be show ni ma basa baba ko pa ko di samfo e wo school ni dinim me hunu se school na frɛ no kurase atwe na so ntiere aba ya ja sakafia ni akwara no me papa asɔre kɛse Islamic secondary wa ha na nkora no so no mo ka ho bi ne boa ɛno so ye hunu he na ka Islam de akwara di nsɛm hunu a ye twe na so ni pam etina ukofo bi ira ne yakotwa akwate no yes ekwaso sharia law kofo bi ira hwa itwa akwate ya dom kwa nso muso ya kutam usum mamaja ba kwe betwa nti akwara ne ye bone o se se ne kan nipam ya mani nyi no nkofo bi ira yakotwa something no ye ya o chance ya wotete nkwada dross mu na quickly na ya yi ni tumu ayi no ba ko de be mana ko abrem na yi ba ti Central Region so GS force ntakroma hotel unsa na etreko e ho wati o masem da o mo so abeka ho o mo so nsam fon sa na o mo so di Kumasa yo mo fefefe de to mo so omo esua de ekoso ha no it is ehunu bi a omo so aye no nti no and so GS say was suspended interschools ekoso interschools sports competitions ahodo aye ekoso e wo central region wo so ha hoten cha akoda bi a one far results anko na ball nti no okoy wa anye mistake but the season no atwena san walusu wa ye Channel office obebonne akọ first division wa hwan na akọ piebo premiership wa this year wa anya amo akwara bia ono no wakodi nade on de okodi nsemfo ko jama group for na di kwa asem nyina best no mshi jama jama for no omuna wakọ no ntimi mshi jama 3 hours chise oye niema tiaga se muntwa so kura still no shisha omuna eye niema basa no central region ntaku hotel America for nso omo de omo bambo na nso omo hia extra bambo na amanfo tutu omo fo pa se omo ban more no omo seeking for refuge mpe ba bia asembili a omo de omo ti behye isan se beto mremu ahwe ya na omo nam ebe yedin nya si o Mexico be la chobra engineer 6.1 come at Facebook na be hade eme ya se Ghana aeroplane ni dudu enso na ba akwa say akwashi adehye kwa we ebo be na nsi ha ezenye oni na mu odi fra kra be kuma na akwaya asem ebo hambo na bombo bu kra ehu eno kro mu nam artificial ebo na ehu say natural bo Mexico omode say no kre say nye no kre enubone ho dwadie die chi se bia wa current affairs unimu ewiase nyina Colombia ne nkrofo yi wo magidi mbone pa wo Colombia pada no ho adwadie ana Mexico yi enie na America so ni ombo hye asa ogina Ghana na ogina Burkina ana Cote d'Ivoire ana Togo ombo hye eti bone adwadi ekoso Mexico no ha America mine pa America o man pani bi obeba bia ko 30 something president obi akosa but Donald Trump we say wono pa de a wonye trader kakraka za me na America memo nyane mabasa mo say trader style ni with o kan na bo no jwa abeka cho sasret ni ngina atu abum utuna na bo say ya oba bia gbayi wagu ni oba bia yinsugu ono no enye ne dress no hia o se on de bo America ma America ya America wo matata abrantie no a yeso a drug baron kese pa nto mo de here say na no se me no medi nsemfo a studio ha onye omo asem o bo wan no bomb na beto de hia say mawu bi mo am ka ho nyina wo ye ntoso de hia say me mawu se me ne hia me nko ade a ana aboaje ne hia no a eme no because o fa so de beto a na ehu say nipa 1000 na wu aboaje wu bi ana wawie ne dia no nti abrantie so matete na no omo de grenade bi akoto ba bi na pa ehwenu ayihu no America mampani na no fiade se woni na busua ko Florida kwaje omani ono de obu a ya no akoni fi wa se wa chekere nsraban santinika se obi a chekere nsraban a wa chechi kuru a chese wa de afasua fa ho a usi ni fi wa be se han kajetia fie kakra bibia bi wom eye oman kro community on its own Donald Trump fi Friday bi on na busua foko kwaje omani cha branch bi atete no a person de ne kan fi nsem etu akopetuo no loadi ade ma no adi ba pen ten na kwan of fast America for secret service me fi da me o Saman secret service abaje trato betumi activities ade we a SSS Saman secret service America for secret service o mampani ko ba bia se oni me wo interview ha ebe ya adwuma ebe kasa wo FM we so a na ebe share 12 o'clock by 9 a.m. and now 6 a.m. no man penny secret service for no ha. Na secret service for no ha. A be be man penny betena en kuma wo bedie en security nya. Enre ya na do ba bi ehu. Na captain koda de animu. Na do nko na no kura na konwa. Em se gate go to da bo ana wo de so. If that damn dey to gate nto twene kura na ye de akonya na be si yase. No betena so no kasa secret service for adwuma no. It's a Secret Service chronicle di kan wa Donald Trump fi okwohwe. Ansa na branch ne maneuver ne we through nipa nyo. Etimi ko wura ho. Ko tete baabi. Na alam ni buro ye, me kire kwan alam ni fa so buro yi. Alam ni buro ye no mo ko ne nchen no, okura tuo. Fully loaded. That's what the Antoine di one di ayene ne one no. We yi ni nyina gu fam gu wie. Na obi atwam kwa de be ka chi no. Bosum bia ma woko. Ango ya branch na fully loaded obekum Donald Trump. Ehwa na amajama no. Esi abed botechi ni. Ikuraba. Omoji free ban on boba. Ti branch no ko. Iwi ase nipa nyina do wadu wate. Mame nko ahoma no so na me ne nkenken so adehye mu bi emon komo e wa ahoma no so. Papa ni de nko ato timi kan me akwa abawo.
Yes, I'm
bibi nti me de ana me mpe katasumu mu aso me wiase mu.
Okay.
Nanso no me mpe se me pa me yehu dodo me yehu pi nti no. Oba ko school wo henefa.
But I'm thinking
Ba cho hinkin su.
Akumadan
kinken su.
Abayo
ana ba mu a.
Abaya.
What to say senior housemaster won kinken su abo ubanidua.
But Matiama makoye hu ade kra o enla.
Twen ehwu ade no e part 2. O tin komo ne sen.
Metene say na no ho me fan say be 1 month 1 week na mo ho na akwa no express headmaster say yemble school. Intinan kra no na wo mo ye tere na awofo no so hia awofo no. E de koye ye ko school mo nti e koye a ya mani nyina ne say teacher for me e school mo ho. Wo mu to aso 2 weeks teacher for me ni wu. Enti wo mu ye no na nkra no didi komo no mo say teacher ni ba akon ho ni teacher ni no a wu last one o ye be ma say you want to call you no 24 days mo wu e na ye say won kwa asem wo mo kan ye say aye so no na say kunu say you e na ba so e ka say teacher ni ba wa abu ti ta ono ko ananka ya bona ena ba akoso se ene yesade a yesi mire bi kwa wode ne ko ne boson so ko akuma ne ko ye twa me ebi tita ni no wate ne wo pass wo school no wo che no do mo no bobo na mane ojo bo na mane no no so ka se wode koto assistant headmaster ni se ne nkola na kan no se twa na memfre awofo no no mumra ehwa edano assistant headmaster ne kan ta o ma pleme maame ese won ntwan kokko miensa wu ne bosom so o maame no so ekom wo pen so ampa ni so miensa abonkola ni bia eje ko na headmaster de 2 years ni na ese ja ye pa na cho se enkora no fine wo ma tum staff radio enka asem kesisa ento obi so change na so ni bia na de wabo na headmaster ye se eja so too much you might want to know with too more young corner too much man no question you are never wabo I'm a head a friend beside or say I want you can go or some come no man incha into a bon credit ampa no question the moti and no question a bon credit dia inti see ya ma obo mu
na utu hwana mono e
na tu hwana mo esa akobiem na stay no onye ho ye koye eda ho she ye koye no waama ntimita to aso ko nkenken so biem de koto eho ekọ ho ahimfie de koto ohima na no ohima ne so ye so okọ akoma danti ya tumi na me koto no e so head problem bo mama ne e wo sa asem wi ho Infiansa anko ho na ne papa ndi na kipa akọ head what head ese ye menye wo mu wiea na ya ba ma o ka tem se director o akoma dan kwa bona ma ne se na asi e wo school mu Intina Sale, you time I know so the said, Enka, one of 20 accidents. I obey to a bar, or best follow your near who fire, yet the best so. If Jeffrey Yakoyo, my dear, said, okay, come on to hold on. The government will require a quack Papa, I heard that money and you fire, your best.
Now, senior house master, where do you what's it if I don't quite trading common? It's a 7 years serious. What's it? Into a more honor would you come on? No, fast and so what the Obabona money. We class on what they are only in Ukrainian. Had no, make us say, had a new kid, Papa. Kid on Krabi Jay, now go Mujia, they are already at some other two, now my young now Buddhika Bon Kramigiano. Now, you didn't born you school one after say. You're not having anything with Jimmy Power and Yagro. Now, also a quasi away.
Had no.
There be a your body.
One day I say, if you don't call, I bring was some Bosuma. I was in to one day, both on quite solid. If you crack, I think I summer was say I am from Canocre. Anna, I saw from Canocre. Yes, I say Canocre a bosom, and after you or the man a bosom. I saw Mancrana bosom and Sapepe, and swimming with 2 new on class. Yes, I will be jay. The bosom now also on a wapa, sorry.
But Champua. When would it seem? I say him from Canocre. I say him from Canocre. I saw for foreign Canocre. And the Canocre, I was on the Canocre. You Canocre. And I passed one count, so I asked the teacher for the na teachers na wuna enyo na ukun omo na nkora e to e common sembasa which my bonko house master e she wase wa accountable to eti asem na house prefect so na we de koma SP na SP de koma house master na house master yero so na de koma house senior house master who senior house master who na buru nkola dua senior house master chief of staff. Common can I am can. Oh, you know what?
Oh, when you don't call our bridge. No, Coca and Crown Coca, I think, and a banner of to get home, Kunanki, a bow maba.
And says you'll be a dream on Yaman, uncle.
Maybe that me kind, maybe a fine. To me, no, a bad thing. But I'm trying. I didn't know Mukai and idiot. Roman can be you. Maybe because Nazo said that the banner and why I did. Why I did. But can we tell you to the rest of Yabutre? Nanka, the person.
As some young say, people for me, Couture say, schoolmaster has been a student before. Because will be a schoolmaster. Man, you want to say, we are additioning to one near Tisano. And the owner, why we come. And some of the schoolmaster. But I say, I say, I could have done a beja word. Your money, do ya? And then what happened? Some common bed DNA as one becan. What were you to be away? Not a chair for no so more, no Makuma die of one or much idea, or one near to 2 mudding. Oh, Monsieur Monan could run to dinner as a home pet, Midbrinamil de Beco. Dinner Ben President Beco. I had my assistant, that's what child in change.
I'm two more. We can't ask him, Madame, because what is school or why a paper clear vocational you was I had my school, Madame, was a teacher for you to inquire to do. Well, background and Kurano, what come and let you so can you one country way and also work your more on the bed.
But not to the extent say, oh, Bonnie, there be a new and yet teacher need how. I'm very sorry to use this primitive lebi as a chumbi. I appreciate you from Kola a trim. santehene tenase no okasa ebra no bia no che se duabo ama no wo se mempesa ade no maboso no mo de mo ba bi o friend so obedi adanse ya obeba okba so mfa ne sapanko o fra boso so obedi adanse obeba o onkokwa hwe wanya tisi wa so na le bu kotojo kura ade enche kura adu kotojo bebo faade nsu abidi kokojo dum ya be hwehwe kura na teacher ni nkora no wa ya ade a wo se mabodua
so abodua
ma we mu pa ye serious pa o se ade kwa cha service ye jaye
well what science is
our scientific how the sunsumu wi ase nti offense we from you betimi abodua akro lab ho yes betimi abodua lab ho na anyway senior house master wadawro madabraka we de ohome so anka onye news item we GS o say GS bam fast senior house master wobodua GS o say bam fast na muma national so chisu bam national kwara mako akire dodo kinkens wo ya na afen so ene mule mo madama menim ba bi kro ba bia jurisdiction edu ankasa ba we de quickly we kra ni kwase nke different from mum kra ma sabe sante hene kra fa ne fit na sum kra ma ne se bi won ma ni kwase ka kra ma yan hene kra tibi asa na ye bombard no with tourist basa bi papa ya dance na musim konya ko zai
musim konya no ya pe na enra koda ni bia no wo ma me bo so no so enti afi ni ya bia ya beta ayi wono so ma me bo so mo o ma me ne ya konfu anti wono ko so wo so ko so
senior master no ma me ya konfu
ba so
no akasa so ya konfu
onde wono ko so e wo ho ma me bo so no so ayi kuada ni kwasi ada ni piada
eti bo so no friend no
o ma me bo so no friend
ene bo so no de tatahwe asom wo ba na ne na ya
me ba ne de Ukraine na ebiani nya no onyale ba head ka se yenkodane ebiani mfiri ne sumwi ansan no waka ho asem ene jama yetu ho ana mo nti biani de nya wo mu de
enya nkran mu bia
da bi
obo ya di be seni
me ba za bo so me ne na awochi
awon pani nsem ka se na kire wo edua afiri be na take effect
so ono kwa de o ma 3 months
na se on de ko akiri
ono o ma o 3 months 3 months say enya wo mu a obejai abosom ne som
mpo hunu bia ni etwa de akuniba asem ba kuredi oba na de fie sen
so 16 years
aw he senior house master be awo ba no
we say nyina obo mu bia ye ma wo mu so wo form tra wo mu ba twere this year yawo
ya obetimi awo mo
obetimi wo mu
ene wo ku wo mo Bemena
aja
yenya ne sane ye de nyambe ye wate
bachi
fie bia me firi mu dia fie bia me firi mu ne de o ka akora ye wade na o ka kira akoda no ba ko mienu miensa na akora na ntia ye wa asotwe ai de ma akoda no na de akoda no ko abosumni mu a ye frawo ye bisa se bra na wote sey ye wo ye de ti sey wa anya bidi a sumsa abrobe na akora na ya bono ko ene minim se de abosum sidi o masem nye kuro efie bia mu ne efre e wa akoda de ma abosum o papa abi ti akoda wo ni wote ne ba bi osu ade na wo ma obufu se wo de wo na wo nyame enti na obi ye wade a wo de ne be ma no se enye se mpo ye nsesa nipa ne yankunu a me se aweto nyankopɔ dia papa baba ye beto aso akiri
yo musume dama
ade bi chara de bi mu na akofa kusua ekobodua se ni maku obeba ebebribia na obi abeti won so mane na makwantuo Maye de didi. A country na man na munu so nya nkran ni Kumase ene sunwan. Omo nam kuronkura se wasasa ne sehwia waso ne ndrom. To omo nam krofo fuo bu na ekọ. Oman so nua nom pamonhye mui. Ekombede no na ohu obi abrobe na opan ba akokodi a. Na wo so obi akoto makonto abodua no oba no obeba fi. Obi wodi wo makono obi ti. Oba no obu obi abrobe. Makoni abrobe de na ede. Adi se bo obi ayo bone na de wo twa na ka de onya be ma mu onya oba sima. But yemu bebre no yamanya dwuma ya mra to the standard. Obi yo bone ya ne de bone kutua na ka. Wo so da bia so ka ye ja wo soro. Fa ye bone che ye se de che wo mo efom yen no. Wonu ma sema bodua. Awurade mfa wo bone nche wo se de wo de che wo mo efom wo no. Meanwhile obi afom wa kyekyere no so ubotom wo kwa office bia wo hye wo backpack wo tran so ye se tran 3 so. Sa wo te suedi, ti za wo to tete asa. Jamen fan free, fa wo bone nche sa wo de che de ofom wo no. Meanwhile obi afom ma wo ne tiado anwo ma so pa, da bia so ka ye ja wo soro. Mo na ka ja waso na keso na keso na buru nua sa wo de be ye futimu dia wo ka ja waso na you are good to go yani ya wura fie susu ya hu fie bebre ya no nsam susu ya fie pi bosom na aro asoma ngo bi man wo so no kura no wo frefro wani no obenya wa Mr Headmaster wa waso ya be hye kura no bosom wo pe wa obo ni fra no sisi waso no do kwa sa be no ese twompiata gang leader no ham say ya no ya de kate because ni padudu ade mo ma bosom so onku o mo nti won se wo so sefata so wu ade dia ufum no a tu de obi anfum ma nko bosom kai se fade bone chene da na sa hira na mameda me de me ba wi ase de me nim nyame odi nu ahia wo metu bosom me kan se bosom na ya wo tum ni che se wo de wa yira ya wo atu bosom asom bosom ba nyankopon so na e ba bosom no Nyankopon na ebe obosom no. Nka fan san fan kwotoro. Amume enya ngugu de yam kakra because those days pa na ye won kuron kituo na ye nka kurase. Se ye hu se ho na nyansa nyina wa ha na ye se hunu kwa na ye di. Ye benya kwa nke yenkwa wo yam nu kuron kituo na se ye yi fia de ne ye hu se nyansa ene tete pa e wo kuron kituo. Ena akora koto se mmere kura fia obebu ti sei. Ye dan hyefem. Akora 10 years Kumase ya. Any akora 6 years akuda bi ase ekotu mira Kumase ni bebu esoro na flower akurase ni betu bi e chance ni atwena horodo ndi aba wose ana eteti omo eteti ya ti hu ohene a ye chi ohene ase yebo emoye mu ase enya hwe na katafo nko dai wode odwane bre wode nsuo ma obefirifie be kona nna kokum nyina aworo ne nanim nyina oba no awia ase ya nye die ya no mini na hye no koto ya na ha ne he nyina nti obede wakoto asine bu no de nsuo ma ohene ko sirem ko he eni asesa ne ma nyina ngonwona na katiche ni akira akwada de oburu kura ni ya me tiase o teacher ni pa wako training college wa bi college awie ankora na hwe abufuo me nka asa ankora na ayade de o ma ye bia anye eti ansa betim dia ma ankora so bobo nkora ni nua teacher ni kwa so hira de bi mu o serious ya de back culture center hase nya be che na mamre ni ye hu ba bia invoke spirit ya be che headmaster kinken so senior house master no ya mfa na culture center for national culture ya mfa no ko Peter King wa kabrofo pa nka ba kokora brofo project historian kase pa oba twi oba mo twi no do wura eho culture center no wo kire we premper the first one no kabrofo ni ade kire Peter King mo be che na mamre ni wi na sa na wura manhia na kosuma nkwan ne ho ni a kire no kwan e fa so invoke spirit eno mo tete won mo na omo didi anopa awia nwumre na emo ni anwai na omo didi ko na omo didi ba na nkora no omo san bro mu nua kan so abe achievement abe course Come on, African religious studies. What is that? African religious studies. You can say. Me say African religious studies. She. And I'm friend BK. Woman who be BK. Bible knowledge. BK Bible knowledge. And I'm Mrs. San on the 8 years as African traditional religion. African traditional religion. 8 years. No mna somebody am la touching for. Tina me ana bu se o se kedi abatusi abaliga na plan na onya na air conditioner. What's na no say pose we money bia. ma bo agibia menya asem nya mensa kodar oh headmaster wa nya ade nyabe adma ade nchina o de letter abase why sorry any problem because nkura na ma bu free omo agu ni ma se wonyi nim so why sa ya se beka so akum obi wabra wonye na what overreact ntinya hwe papa hwesan be pacho any problem Jesus oye de we ni bi Jesus no ye honhom ti da bia na ne bumfu but about 3 circumstances oba ni party biem or acte se me no mi no e bra wo kwa so de ma no mu didwa ho no o se ade na me papa fie mu de ye ayedwam e no twe aba na wo hwe wo Jesus no chichani enkono aba de munya meja fie obo mu bruta za be no nye honhom biem oba physical e kom de no abrodom du aduane nso ye sabre nyina mangu bia so ade na nko ade wonso ye so onsem fata se o kaisi dua o mdu na dua na wu obodua because na nipa na ne bra so wonso no wanso no se ne suni mfa so no kaisi no teacher nya o de bia twe o de ne san teacher twe o de ne san eno ano no abuaje no obamoi retrospect esi bonte efo nzo bisu ye bisa country Ghana hello Timo hey Timothy
yeah minia
nzo bisu ye bisa hello Timo
Ali
mun kanje Timothy so nyina ye mama na nkomo na emede
Ali what's a man can?
Aha, Jinaye.
Me Jinaye, papa, meton capa.
Central region, Krober support in urgent, but some Oka Kro, Jina Sutremi.
Ali, me wa Sodro, Sisia.
Timo Yanya, dear Mihadi. Young Picky Central region, schools, secondary schools, random. Bobo Mamiari, certificate apam.
Ali, technical schools na secondary school na kasa
secondary technical bia bebo timbia o mo hye banu ya sibia o ye mo bonko
woko sodro na mijina na kasa na ye wo sodo school of business ena yesaso wo obreche senior high school se michomi ba University High School so homonum yaba Gomua East wo apam Senior High School so ho afi yabe Kumfi Atame Senior High School na yakọ TI Hamedia no so Senior High School afi Romeo Kobremesi Kuma Senior High School na edaba Mankasim Senior High School. Yadaba Infantime Short Pond Methodist Senior High School. Na Yetumaba Birua Vocational School. Afi Birua Vocational School. Yefembo Romo Abura Sebu Kwamankase Abraman Senior High School. Na Yengurum Embra Cape Coast St. Augustine Cape Coast Technical Institute eba yefosa yanko commander edna go for abrim comsec afi yefiwo a ebo roma ba praso no so Senior High School na yewurum akọ Diaso Senior High School na yabadun konofe no so yenya community day school wo ho mono Senior High School
okra de mbenya ayi Tremfem wo ho mbenya Boamponsem wo ho
yeah
school ayi dunkwano nko bema miensa
me ka se dunko me ka se dunko pa na wan ka se ebo Boapensa Senior High School wan ebo
Boamponsem na wabo twifu praso twi pass onim twi pass ya bam omunim jama bobuta twi pass for
edina wo school a wo boli dina wo ha ma wo ba na watia wa no kakra ya twi pass
Na tisi adisada.
Yes, all the mighty. But it's a Cape Coast school award didn't pass Central Region. I know Central Region school assistant Eba Central Region Cape Coast and also why did Cape Coast Technical Institute. Okay, Yabla we school on. We school. What's up, bye. Squash. I'll come with this squash. Oh, and you ask me a tiger, I'm so squeeze. Michelle, Ali, Vlono, you didn't, or you can anyway, at that point, in Omoya, and Central Region, GS, I was so more a sports activity and costume. Then I see. About opening on the Dankambary, injury and assessment track, my Facebook, number. And the mobile phone I've been 2 yards in my head, or 2 bit. I quite squat, and I said, "Woman, AC, a shin in your yarn." Teacher, go to go abon ye. We don't be abon ye. We owe Daniel. Come away with you. Ali, where the Macassa, Mother was in Nemo, ever free man to ma. Abaya Sama, and the mobile Pia, all come on some day. Sir, Abana Wabe, one funny in Sifum. Now I'm far, and cannot say. School and Brandy be and farm bar. And Shania one banner CC and over secondary school. Watching church and Shania Bassam and Canon. Now, I was me a sea Yawada, a war, Sodro district war, Aguna East, Aguna West. Obakaya, ebe fin man to me, Amikasi, Zona Senior High School athletics competition or Kodo. Na Orokodi eba Cape Coast Hama last 2 weeks were young one day. I know some way and I mean Tim was sick a crabby boho. I mean paying for sending me kakra. The payer week here, Musuyabo Musu Echo Asan area one so I sit in Suta. Once was school bus. One of the schools also access school bus and I'm so be a bria no what statement Edaba. Now many of the same regional so na arawo samende oye kaze obochomukwe na school ebien award am empesho so no oye sodro school of business na Obreche Senior High School, that is second class school. Na Zona Senior High School athletics competition and all good award according to paying for one according to students in Edmo Yodin Commode abra competition air cordono. And now, who there? Sodos School of Business. I often stress both. Many students from was started water toll stones. I bebe, Pantifo bese bebe echo for the nodo. Into a one on moment Timo has to be ever. Emma competition and put oil hold on. Into the moon workasan. Let us say, Mentimo has started obedium. And one someone Babako Apim, one of the students, often Obreche students. I want a woman there in some years or to Tokano, one shinning and paying for in Saint Ma. I know the offer police for what by Obaka Seminar and Woodchado. And check and I was at home there. Babasa Acasa Bill Stones, Acasa Ward. Maybe what event, you know. And what when I just said, Babano Akobo, one of the students, Obreche student Bako, and one I just said, Mesa Yamalo Konum. Student Baku Wamando on Yegi and Wapanaka Kankra when the call Sodro Government Hospital. Now, Okodwana Chese, students in the Biodano Ali, no Koye. I'm in paying for to transfer Niba, Uniba Trauma Hospital. That is the Central Regional Hospital. I'm a Yakasi, a Brenton at the home. Now, all we are not just and Yawan. Sana student bakwa and also social Breche students according to Sodo Sinai School student patch of Breche students and the dressing and said and you're fine into you own to monfa on your tack in or patch of Breche students not telling us what to top on into on fascism and one no boy in order to attend the session or in the kingdom another stones a boho. Nasa would say engine 96.1 now. With the Facebook boom, sir, or British student back on our the phone. And we say, Shedro Senior School student in a statue. If you open the one, no, that was plenty. A young crown, at least I wish a video on the bone say, a manful kicker stones. And yes, stones from crown, apart from stones, what the bricks, and another block. And the student back home, what shed the door, Gunuda. War blown, the students, you know. She said, one bet ye. Now, and she should me company there. Last year, inter schools, some competitions, so the same schools here being Oye Shodro School of Business and then Obreche Senior High School Technical. Also, the same two schools now. Not a rival who my last year, the same incident in OC. And I tell the students, you know, where were you there? I fear walk with you, Mortiviano, or set to confusion and Okabandam. It is a year say Ghana Education Service, Central Region, branch, you know, what the statement about all friends that will share competitions or all the sport competitions or local will hold on until further notice. Here can say, I never renew Siano, Director General, I never with him. Here can say, Director General, GS, Director General, Accra. What himself first Central Region, GS, Director there, Omodin, now undo Accra, area Buya, now and send your one in country. Here can say, all sporting activities are all called war, and officer inter schools in will put you on. Now, and common year, communion, one day, a month of a kennel, student be basa and maybe no paper. According to Utu Saya, DCE, I am a Kassan, National Party and day. I am a quarter student baby a paper. No more. We yan and tell abuse in them social media though. One student, if you no occasion there on Yanoko, ye student back up and a Siciano, Esha, and the conditional woman, or ye critical, ye can say other trauma hospital, win about. Washington will be summer. Echo, we are seeing now. Eba Ghana hey na this training issues are all kodo and a training store of Ecuador Central Region. Sister Yekese from Thursday Lebanon, Yante Asapapa to be summer. Sassamina Siciano all kodo Central Region make a Director General or Wakran head office Watson Sapa Central Region GS Director on Bombardin Unduakan Yekese or to Kadmo or Quakra, Nim Sama, Obutu Adaba, to be summer. The Mara was Samina. Last week, Abu Baba Weekending, Akafan Sembe, Edaba, I was in Fremantle, I was Sudro, Nimpesosinina.
You've tried the rest. Now experience the traffic generator. It's much more than just another program. Turn it up. From Africa into all the world. Live from Ghana, West Africa. All the news. Turn it up, dog. This is breaking news. Breaking news. Breaking news. Come on. Hold up.
Yeka school SCHOOL. Sanitron school. My name said in Grofobicity as school. Santini Beka say ye quadishia. How's any because makaranta? Zamu koyu abu. Ye kusuya de zamu koyu abu. Ye kusuya de. Etinia me kusuya no school ebi ni. Ye de sabe ye nyini pie o. Nanso ye ko school a na ye boy with fu a ye nko. Ye nware ye mvencha. Ye sisi body dredge twi ye sia ye nko. Ye tinwe fu a ye nko. Ye nya box iron to ye niema kwasia da na ememene da nanadwo a school da mo ye nko ho. Unko school ho wa bra wona ase propra he those days na e okura schools no sabe mesere meka kuro nkituo mu na nye ntade na ehye na ye papa bia wo ba na edi ehuni yankasa edwie hausa ni se korokota uhu bi light e wotimu da na nka tampeze ekura tutu national anthem ya me abododo no a ye de patriotism ya hyehye mu nyina na ye nkora bone a ekura tu ye ntini am ye gina ho be 1 minute to national anthem yesi ma hora fa so mon santon foforo 3 times be 10 minutes be we na wan said du kura ma okura tuntukuru next akodi pipira agora obesu enyansa na wa ujina assembly hall ya asawa hyehye ukrum na ye kana national anthem a wo na ho those days you be see be power so assembly hall ene hwan ba na ya catch us sanke kwata ade him sabe na anti boxer short na yete supporter ebe di so bi hu supporter wa ma ofia mi so asia hata enso ene omo togo made no say da omo etu ya kolai yen komasem na akra na nsiesie ne ho yi na so nsiesie ne ho na o the respect ama wo senior na wo siesie ne ho a the moment wo so siesie wo hu say we coward ti wa cha ase e bo no rofro hwe aboy ya wo free baby ba ya wo huru ya wo koti akra ti konfie kwa hwe o ma me mpene ho asam paracetamol kra sabe papa kra nyesi kan tobi mesrameka enso wo de oyo obi ba wo huru koso ya wo koti ze gan ya okọ na wafo na wudi mu no mo abatire ene enan akese a wo no mo hyewo no besase age ka he na obefa hwe se omunum de yu so mudi de yu so mu hwia de yu wudwene wa wonten na boys na se da internet teacher ni kwa class ma kwa kirade a awofo mu ntie niye pa dodo na ye nuanom ye namfo nom o kwa kirade a wa prepare ni note na hye ne ha wodruwa wo hwe ne time 35 minutes 1 seconds ya wo wie ya obisa question ba ko mienu miensa do you understand the whole show wo wie ne time aso no okọ because omo feel say yen awofo yen makwa mo ntia yen ma ne mayen etu ono so no minutes ni hours ye dia ma no wo kira de ne wie na akwa ntimu a nya afi no be pa mu di akohyem nipa ba ko fokora tena se okọ because wo awofo na nkasa no bandi samfo no eso wona ne na adwene kakra o wo ye na kakra mna ni aba no so a wo baba ba buti cheni no classroom ho ntu ono so baba wo sika na waste so nyame no be pa akwa ntim da behim akwa no to nyina no gangster so say gangster or pia bonte akodi samfo nti na teacher for no kira de ne nkora no kodwon so kro mo nkra no mo ohuru fam ma no ko fontana so no nam ho atwo to festa wona ne boso ena 20 teachers abai yen awianfo ma no so ahwe ni efie no yen ni diye no yen ne se ye be kira de tie ne ko train college tie be ba na posa na ejina class blackboard na nimba ya adwene nye posa ti nkora no fa yen hwe me teacher ni o tre mass na adwene adwuma pa fe book mkofi teachers akase ne ba na ye dwane no obeba ni esisi aka ma be kra mu nwane mpo no akasa abenkeke yamfa na anya hwe we school was standard chartered bank at better the classroom ka me fa na anya hwe okọ bank de otuche ba woni na dwen no o still discipline wo mitrim de me so e waste sabe ma dwen nkwara asam nyansa bi anim ansa woni be ba ho so bo se de wo ye ne nya no waste uta hwe de nkwara ne Facebook hwe wa be hwe ade we nyina hya hye da be we nyina hya hye da be ena nkora ne konta no hye mu stadium a se da akora be siesie no enne nu asem be ba no kora no wo ya pani kora no sa akora ne yira kora wonti wona wan koka obedu fichira wo siesie no foforo kora da ma kuya se Yesu classmate akodi samfo pa no abeda mpa no so no oba no kodi samfo pa school na oba no kono ma me papa okon how many years ni oba no teacher ni be na e wadamfo now kura apart from say oba no school fees e total books ina ama no wo wa fa kira ko bi sa teacher ni bi kura say asuma si ya me bo na de sua practice why e bi da ma me papa why e bi da on say wodi for wo fi say oba no kosua de wodi be ba on kura se kan atu na okokoro no bo eno no school fees da wo tua so you have no idea ko school fees na fa kire ko he dress na bandit school nya no de ba fie wa hwe we free education free abana etua school fee no hensamfo awodi hwe ebe re chia fo mu no munua ne mu hu na mo keka ena ya se so ma bia mpuntu ogya mu emaburu nso na enkwada na yehu omo no ase arehemu bia hye da ni omumu enure ya ye de yehu hwe kura ye te papa kofo mo nkan JJ Rollins mo nkan me hu boys and girls bia ene omo azumi position awa ban mu Rolling Star meeting crofo bin pese be bo bia din wa ha sei. Rolling Star meeting boys and girls be din. And then omo ye men. Nsema no omo kekarom koso kan anka no mi we are doomed forever. And then sa fo no bia adwin positions. Rollins ni ho. Kofo ni ho. Atamis ni ho. Mahama call retirement. Omo na active e wa amamu ni mu. Expect say akokora betra da bia o. Akokora be ko. Tinya say nkokora nantuo. Ehia e kom na ntie di mu. Na maba wa nso to ehia. Emerwa de ehia ko maba wa di mu. Nti nkwala we yesi de o ma be hwe omo nsa ye hwe. Obi a onu anya obone a wotimi subject nipa no into brutality say de. Na se wadwene nya adwuma. Na me se minim nyomu die ni omo no. Na minim nyomu hua. Nti ahomti si ya na chechefo na bro mu nua sa. Ticha ba anya de. Akora no so nye. Bongo di sisu awu. Wade fare crazy. Akonso no. Bongo bongo bolagatanga bongo suro. Na doli Kaliusa bongo constituency. DC no Joseph Aba Aseke. Oko. Joseph Aba Akaseke. Oko. Ofimi ya. Ya me se benya ho nkomo bi adia. It's too early. Bongo DC. Ya. And then nkomo na siu ha ya. Me sa ka me ofa. Farouk wa ha so. Baba, salamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
What do you mean? You want to say na say me news items ni na academy no.
Adam.
Say ono oye ni papa ko a. O my information na education no ejira musa na say bibia bi wo mti. O de ye nyawa na say ye wi anisa. Anyway, Donald Trump po de nipa ankro foto fom no sa papa. Yes enra so bi ko to fom no.
But say no ni ho.
Say to fom ni bia no.
Oh. Don't trust things Donald Trump does. But what does it?
Yeah.
Don't trust anything that he does. Or a smart street president. What's in America or in New York? When you were in New York, when you were Brooklyn, when you be a and he, do you believe the story timer or your campaign now? Or you got to you now, Ujina or no, son and a tear, but it you know, it you be a son, a set you an engineer, a penetrate here. And he was also in a pool of security, i.e., Secret Services work and more share. Moreover, no, the 8 and then the campaign managers in our days and so. But the 290 man go be a on go and tell us intention and day. And building na gentleman a quadra so now treat you. The Secret Service no one security no. The opposite building was higher than the one now. Boy, no quadra so treat you. So at what point boy no quadra rooftop American former president anywhere he goes and snipers edinachi Secret Service edinachi FBI CIA Homeland Security and then on one so the personal bodyguards obia ntimen meanwhile the building no ana a see directly to baby and all as room na snipers ne guso until said they claim say omokumboy. The story, that is the second time I'm allowed to honor. Yachi Obiako, so called inner perimeter. Alleged, I was killing over the wall. Alleged, Aomakum Nipano. This is the second time. Last year it happened, and then now it has happened. This one, 24-year-old boy, the other one, I think 28 or so. And one would ask, each of the incidents, Donald Trump happens not to be in the perimeters, not be in Florida. So common sense will tell you that it will be our against Donald Trump. No? The person either a coordinated attack either a planned attack, either a syndicate. Are you telling me journalistically that on the background check, and if the person was going as an assassin to assassinate the president in this regard, or to terrorize the president, do you think, say, on the background check to make sure, say, it's not just only scaling over the wall and walk through the bush, because there is a property sitting on acreage and ranches of a space, and you bet him as Kelly, lone ranger, lone sniper, and is over 3 kilometers, 3 kilometers square ranch, and so could see the other side. Have you thought of cameras? Have you thought of security? Have you thought of dogs, sniper dogs? And the Nippon call as what? Exhibition Paul, and I say assassination mission. Is he? He's a smart man. The first one that happened with the campaign, Donald Trump was already heading towards or to jail, because now he was indicted of certain crimes, i.e., the tax evasion. So that was what he was indicted, and sentences was already in the coffin by the Attorney General of New York State. Don't forget that the woman was only seeking the prosecutor's permission and the number of years to give him. So that particular incident, and the best sympathize the incarceration, leading to the completion of that election, and your friends say the campaign. Subsequently, he emerged as a winner. Whenever there's a pressure on the president, there's a diversion. Don't forget the White House. Somebody had also scaled over the White House, and in a fashion where there was a pressure on his governance. There had been several instances where Donald Trump had come under, let me call it, security scrutiny, for us people are trying to kill him or somebody. In any case, Obi Antimi determined, say, Ampase, Nipano, true, Okoye, no Kukuno, or no Kwa, and as I say, Uche Malalagu, security Gua, Nanipa Bakupeno, you think and you believe, say, they wouldn't like to find out the mission, because when you kill him, it backs up the whole investigation. Unless it be in your laptop, and normal konipan fee, and normal konipan. Incidentally, coincidentally, surprisingly, the one and lawyer campaign. Because if there's an assassination attempt, one would have expected that they want to see things that were on the field, Nyama planning. That is what the American investigations, Homeland Security investigation, that is our details in this here. So they will detail men to go to his house, pick his phones, they have everything, go every length and mile. I'll bet my check it. The conversations, even any kind of social media platform, the FBI, the CIA, the Secret Service will be able to unearth Ombitimanya. And are we saying, say, they couldn't do that until the boy was a lone ranger assassin. And whoever said, in whose interest and he was seeking to kill the man. If he was doing that alone, certainly there might have been details. It backed up the anti-investigation once in view. The second one is last year around August or July. It was also the same thing. It backed up. This one, we are told, say, you can buy, any further details and motives, said the American for friend. And he said, okay, say, a month for an answer, the president, has been under attack. Yes, from news point of view, he's been under attack. But some of us will try to do justice and then analytically criticize the modus and the quiet faso. Anyhow, always will be is not at push. That is where I have my concern.
Okay. Abushafo ene already manyanfo Farouk Al Wahab na ebo enkomo ne ba no enkrofo aman so ne yaman so kitahudi ne nkomo a ekoso papa yi ne net wa cut no wide papa ayi abrantie ayi you can say men choose one when ya say we medical for drug lord ya enra o mafa kwa bi so say da ben o makokunu ya yi ono nko ana na se tu a ebema America anisu ade hu fa enubone asituo no akofem ana by accident no moko attack na na che ono main brain behind our okoi would you say enubone hu dwade be kofem.
It is not true. It is not true, sir. That bad stop the exercise of drug cartels. Obakaya, check as a journalist, check your news items. Always when even Dos Santos, Santa Cruz, all those presidents that you can talk of, Mabichemo, Meiku, Eko, any drug cartel, any drug leader, drug dealer, drug leaders, Obi a patching be a syndicate be a almost say is the last man. Is the last each man. Every time that somebody, because the cartel is not a cartel operated by one ring. Get it clear. Mexico cartel, and as a Mexico cartel, no, and you one ring. Look, you take Kumasi as a case scenario. One say Kumasi in Mopa Meboa. Okay. Go from Omo baby, some say for a fellow, and I say no for her. And Omo baby, say friends, think card gardens at Deben.
Think card your man, she aside.
Thank you.
Go from here, Colombia.
Colombia. Oko Swamia, it be your home.
As a for your back as well.
Thank you. And you will be a quadra so. Abuabo one idiot. Oporukum one idiot. Tano so one idiot. And then your friend, a Buaka one idiot. A sure boy one idiot, and your friend the base. And the base is, you know, the warlords, and the champions in the base leaders, you know. About quadra so base leader, and I say, think Ireland as a thinker, you know. Only Colombia now got so more from even those who move back because I know my enemies. But what I then say, thank you. Ebia Abu Diano, on Colombia head in Krana, of a social power, pursue Kuno, and Ameboa. Yenya syndicates, any groupings, any mafia local groups. And the Benya Obi to say Budo. Do you remember? At the time I knew Susana and your school, Budo arrange fight. Say Budo and then on there as a for fight. And Romunciano a doom. But I guess I don't know where. Thank you. And it tells you, sir, even within the drug laws, any cartel no, in Mexico no, group Bia one idiot. Town Bia one day, and to say if at the end of the day, say Omukum, the leader, i.e. Obia, Namen Fanche or Asafo, and now always your boy and I say, I'm a Kuma. You haven't exhausted the list. You haven't killed the last man. You haven't killed the last man. You haven't done anything. But one thing that you should know. There's a business always. This person, Machu, almost the $15 million purse and the tone head. So now tell me, who gave him out? Now tell me, who collects the 15 million? There's a business in a political, a security, syndicate, cartel, drugs, etc. And even at the length and at the height of presidential levels, the Latin America, Central America, South America, and also the North American country of United States and Canada. When you come to Middle Europe, your Ukraine Tigers, mafia, your Italian mafias, your mafias from also red mafias from Poland, Chinese from cigarette. Oko Spain, Omkra de Chapatirista forum,
omo obi ho. Okay? Barcelona ho omo there. Omo obi or Las Palmas. Different kind of groupings and different kind of bandit groups. And Yama obi say the 15 million at the attorney header. One can say a United States government. One can say Mexico for na kukuno. Says the cano, one they could claim, one ekoji. America, the Mexico government, and that's why they might informant. The informants, nipa dodo send and informants. But look at it as a theater. Some of these things, look at it as what? A film. You know why? Anytime a drug lord biano, business had gone bad. Because these are guys only easy guys. Only sophisticated group and a syndicate. Syndicate, they are being managed, protected, supported by government officials. In Mexico, they are protected by government officials. In Colombia, they are supported by government officials. In Peru, government officials. Argentina, government officials. Brazil cried anywhere west because Brazil, almost different Sao Paulo, almost your friend is saying Durango, different cartels across board. And then will be Timati base. A crew to say the whole Asafo. Now controlled by drug lord. Obian himself who toss our enclave no more. The course no. Government or police station or government or military camp or government security agencies or drug cartel leader no or no pay abontin with motorcade. Intina buy no himfa. Until one day be a yesikuno. Now, United States of America also okum drug lords. Baba, Yemusa says there any country that is smart and smarter than America, except apart from Israel and intelligence, Mossad or higher than the American intelligence community. But we Israeli Mossad now, when it comes to intelligence community, the CIA, FBI, Secret Home Service, they are the biggest in the world and they are the smartest in the world. Bajwa does it. Now, how was it possible for Mexican drug cartels to dig over 25, 35 kilometers at the underground, EBP, California? How are they able to do that or dig it to Arizona? How are they able to do all these things? America, almost built it, and there was a criminal in 1995. Mexican criminals be targeted America, West Fargo Bank, or California. Almost dig tunnels, and be pay bank in vote. And the bank in Loduska, egu almost secret, almost in a vote now. Now go for na fatana no. No ma be yiko. It is not just done easily. Somebody somewhere must compromise with the system. As I've said on your program before, now, Obibeka said, Hamas, no country has the smartest security community more than the Israeli Mossad. Not the Hawks, not the German G9s, not the Scotland Yard, not the FBI, not the CIA, not the Brazilian Hawks. None of them come closer to Mossad. So Obibeka said, Hamas, we need caterpillar because we need ports. Hamas, we need excavator. Hamas, we need BBR. A Kwamben would me build the tunnels, it me baba, ever Jerusalem. Eden would me build it at the bar, East Jerusalem. Our network in the whole underground. The Israelis who man, it's a business. It is a business. Israeli Mossad knows where every Hamas. A basse politics no region honor. Ishmael Hania, Shakwa Israelis for far to Kokon war or Tehran. How were they able to do that? And it's the ultimate free Israel go under the radar of security. a whole Iran, almost airport, area security, area radar, no, or go underground. Et me back, ebe kumu an apartment. Eko. But tunnels ne won krom na won from back their kidnapping, their abduction, no there. Almost here. Is it possible? How do the Hamas stays in the tunnel? Abraham bit my bamboo or tunnel, no, the exit ways, no, bit my pepper spray, a pump you shimbiano, you end up dying. How many times? Nebuchadnezzar said, who gives the Hamas supply of weapons? Gaza, Hebron, Jerusalem, Takana Magazine, places around all over Israel. Ashdod, any towns here walk the front line. Palestinians don't have any port, no shipping port. Palestinians don't have the capacity to manufacture weapons. They don't have capacity to own a ship or a vessel. How do they get their supply? And who supplies them? Port Ben Nyama. Airport Ben Nyama. Benjiron Airport. Hamas bit Makoke Nyama. And also a Tel Aviv port. Obekwa himfa no akwa koyi ni Nyama. It is a facade. A world history. It is a joke. It is a crime. Yeah. You know, it's a game. Do you understand me? I mean, my background of Osama bin Laden, for instance, suspectedly, Yisu Okuno, Obama Suokuno. Ask me, and let's ask Americans, say, after 1993 under Clinton, before then, George Bush Sr.'s time, Osama bin Laden was red carpeted in America. Osama bin Laden was a lover boy to the American system. Osama bin Laden was having a lot of access to U.S. Osama bin Laden's the organization called the Al-Qaeda. How did he manage to have an account in the U.S., an account on the Wall Street, an account in Washington? How was that possible? Oman Bey 9/11, Mohammed Amin, Arthur, all those boys. How did they end up in American Florida flying university, flying schools? How did they end up there? How did they end up having green card issued by American government? And let us not forget, sir, when you breed a mosquito and they become full-blown mosquitoes, they turn around and bite you. And the story is not different from, I've said it, I've had a confrontation with Israeli ambassador to Ghana, our program, as to him. I had an interview, he had an interview, the Palestine representative in Ghana had an interview, and I told them, said, look here, it is a game. Hamas was formed by who? Hamas was sponsored and formed by Israeli government. When they were they were formed as rebels fighting against Yasser Arafat. And when Yasser Arafat died, then they wanted to assume role control, whilst Israel was suspecting, say, they would give Palestine to them, say, no, they maintained government, and that was the heat, and they created problems, you know. Yerisha acquired Osama bin Laden. How did he occupy your friends, the Mujahideen rebels? Who contracted him to fight with the Mujahideen rebels at that time? Countries that knows, Western powers that knows, when Afghanistan wanted to fight Russia and have themselves as the first country to come out from the Soviet Union, that was when they were fighting with Russia. Not Ukraine being the first country to fight with the country Russia. Afghanistan is the first country to come out from the Federation at that time, which Ukraine was part of the Federation. Georgia was part of the Federation. Azerbaijan was part of the Uzbekistan was part of the Federation. Kurdistan was part of the Federation. Tajikistan was part of the Federation. All that put together, they couldn't defeat Afghanistan. Why? Because that was when Osama bin Laden was sponsored by the West. And I mean West, you and I know the countries from the major West. And now when we introduce you the suicide cells, suicide bombing, and then about Russia forgive us our fighting up, our own retreat here. Said no, you won't be that. Because Russia with its artillery power At that time, Russia, it was not only Russia, but rather it was Russia, the whole federation. Over to many Afghanistan, that was Osama bin Laden. And American forces no will. Why are they? Then they put in Mujahideen rebels. They put in Mujahideen rebels as government so that they would take Afghanistan and then rule Afghanistan. What was the American purpose to go to Afghanistan? It was because there was there's American interest. So Obeko Moon, their interest was to hit their shuttles. Now Russia for America for Apollo 1, Apollo 10, Apollo 11, Apollo 13. They were not able to make it. But Russia had already gone. Where did they shoot their shuttle from? Almost shuttle from a town called Dubinshah. Where was Dubinshah located? Dubinshah was located in Afghanistan. So America wanted Dubinshah. The only way to do it is just to make sure that Afghanistan becomes a territorial friendly nation of America. Who colonized that part of Russia? It was the UKs and the British. They, together with the Americans, supported Afghanistan to come out from the Federation. Mujahideen rebels say, okay, yetima for Russia. Americans say, US waited for a while, British waited for a while, only for them to realize that Mujahideen rebels are introduced to the beard. The American soldiers o kromo, American security o kromo, British for go kromo nyina obia nu kwa so bitima you beard. Mo obia ansha shores. Or baby o kromo bia o katawanim. And that created the heat. That CNN for go BBC for go. After the heat aba. Yen yama muskani sponsor mo. Yedu Osama bin Laden aba. Wabe adwuma na wie. Momfa government no man ne ntiminya kwamra. Omsi debi. Then there was an emergence of another group called the Taliban. Who formed Taliban? They formed Taliban to fight Mujahideen and move them from them. Organized, paid, sponsored by the same West. So look at one terrorist group being taken out by another one. And then supervised with Osama. And this is how Osama bin Laden tricked the West. Thereby he becoming the most wanted person for America. What did he do? Osama bin Laden, the Bora Heights, in the mountains between Pakistan and then Afghanistan. And one woman didn't Russia defeat the German top surgeons from University of Hamburg. Sculptured face, mask, skin mask, Osama bin Laden. 3 of them were sponsored. Osama bin Laden, no Nimnadrin, now West Americans, no West Nimnadrin. Yeah, man, 3 faces. I would me use you with 3 different identities, or the BBA or the Nantibuas, Neremia Ford will be an antico a lot time. But time my boss said, Germans and Koye, facing man on UAN. Not knowing so on my own year, 3 can 6 in the different faces. The top German surgeon from University of Hamburg. And we come 16 in a good Bora High cinema. And this is the case. Osama bin Laden face the West now bridges are mosquito. I feel no minimum Osama bin Laden face. Leading to 9/11 2001. How can somebody bomb American Twin Towers, New York has been hit? Within a matter of 10 minutes, US embassies are no the possible faces of Osama bin Laden wanted. Na me misa say nya bia wi ase nipa ben pa na ni face ye tre. US embassy paraded around US embassies all over the world. Possible faces of Osama bin Laden were 3. And maybe I'll say, how does one person have possible faces? And the time no Germans no I say no, they couldn't identify who he was. Yeah. Because time now Johnny free Saudi Arabia now or no you wanted to America for Pampano no or better Tanzania and or better Kenya or Yankof winner in years a man it tata. But time on no benya stand off no And multiple bombing or bomb American embassy in Tanzania. Within 20 minutes, no, I start bombing the one in Kenya. That was when Home started say you declare no fugitive. Meanwhile, now boys are woman training or summer boys are training how to fly, how to pilots. No, be the American with green cards or more fly. They were the course. Mohammed Amin, after this, that, all of them. Ain't it, Papa? You may not have more time for that kind of politics. And then we call it world of politics. Yeah. And then a whole lot of it. You don't look at things like how you people see it. I had an interview recently when it came with this Ghana Burkina uprising, and then Burkina based being Ghanaians being slaughtered in Burkina. Whereas security agents, ministers, everybody talking about what they want or what they know. I've asked one question to the ECOWAS. I've asked you a simple question. I've asked you a simple question. The simple question that I asked was that ECOWAS, we're dealing with rebels, we're dealing with terrorists, we're dealing with other people, we're dealing with a lot of situations. Okay? Mm-hmm. Now, one would ask a simple question. Say, 15 member countries of ECOWAS, around the whole ECOWAS region, you were mad in the presence of 14 different terrorist rebel syndicates, almost jihadist group, almost Masina, almost a lot, almost Tuaregs, almost DBR extremist group, the presence of Mali. And almost spread the Ediaba Burkina, and almost 10 the Edia Guinea, right? So these are small boys, call themselves terrorists. But of course, the Akim, which is the mother lord of all the terrorism under the Al-Qaeda, this Akim and the household, the jihadism, the extremism, the rebellion, the terrorism group are almost pretty between Burkina and all these countries. Mauritania one there, Mali one there, Niger one there, and I will call the end of Niger, Sahel, Obia one there. So ask yourself a simple question. Take Boko Haram, which is the organization from just 2002, 24 years in it. Mustafa Yusufu, Bonkanu, these are small boys from Karatu or Mali. They were just 21, 22 years. How do they come and be able to fight the Nigeria army of 1.2 million, biggest in the African continent? Means our small boys win Kasa. Bingo. So let's ask a question. Boko Haram, our Wari enclave, or northeast of Nigeria, Gongola State, Adamawa, which is Adamawa State in Nigeria, Adamawa Province in Cameroon. The northern part of Cameroon, Garoua, Mundu, Gandere. Then you go to Gongola side, Warimu Ninaho. Boys in Mira no woman, that Adamawa forest no more pretty woman. Why are these soldiers, the arms, any ammunition come out? And to obey arms no Lagos and will timidly call any central government of the same Nigeria be fight back. How did they get their supply? And I asked the same thing in Burkina, or a landlocked, Mali a landlocked, and Niger a landlocked. They have about 16 presence. Chad or a landlocked. All these rebel groups operating on the Sahel, find them weapons, ammunition, firepower, grenades, and then shoulder-to-air missiles. Ghana Army, proudly I can say it because I know they don't have shoulder-to-air missile. If you are no macro, I'm sure we need shoulder missile between the alternative form.
Ghana Army does it.
What you say? Because we have and we know the list of the EUC, the end user certificate of every West African country. The end user certificate tells Ghana your ammunitions and weapons, your helicopters, your military jets are you winning. Togo, your ammunitions and etc. you winning. And when you bring those countries in port, you can talk of Nigeria. The second country that has the firepower on the West African 15 countries, it comes no other country than Niger. Followed up by Burkina Faso. The weapons from Cote d'Ivoire comes ahead of Ghana. Even Togo comes ahead of Ghana in terms of weaponry as far as the list of end user certificate that Abuja is concerned. So we can tell country be an energy and in strength in terms of militarily. And to say rebels and Romukum and Romney central government they fight here. A question for you and a question for ECOWAS government self. Rebels could use weapons, any ammunition in free. Fine. Nobody else than West African governments and end user certificate EUC, because I have supervised and have secured and procured end user certificate for Ghana. I put it on air and I've done it arguably because the police. Yes.
Come on, Dado. Yeah, Brisha. Come on, the pana. I have me say over commercial. He said, maybe you want to repart on my money town. Yame aduma wie minim se obeba Kumasi ansa ya achiwi na bi se ogusu ya achiwi
no
ada ide na su kwan onyare
for some reason
anyway
for some reason
and the reason is best known to you, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
anyway,
I'm a Muslim, so I continue to do it. There's no problem anytime. God gives us the leverage and the time that when even you skip a day, you go ahead and do the next day. So today one of the days, but then it's okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Nti mo nyame ka mo why?
Anka kan pa no ma akuku.
Munya medical for erebe yakunu no ma ni humton o munya baby. Why?
Say the idea you na World Cup no cry ma aye bibi basa. So for bia keka say World Cup is in limbo. World Cup and na bu na America shiki kakra na Mexico ni ade. Ade tie na be kwa World Cup. Se ka se agi Mexico for stadium ya mo so no ya de akwa America. And ya de akwa Canada. Anyway, crofo do me advanced. To mbetimi agi krai. Kojak.
Rally.
Them are not saying.
Nyame dia chemi o.
Me say uchi nkomo no pa.
Oh, sure.
And a student.
Nkomo na de. Ade enso de ensu
They said they will sit in, they said they see what they say material for no nyina de.
Oh, sure, me sure say.
Atie for ya no mo pe kan kwanhie sie na we ti ati na we na bu na atie for. Adusua ba no.
Akwanhie bia nso ne Hezbollah. And Hamas for no.
So no. You tell us here, say ukura 100 Ghana ultimate top to 2 gallons.
That's right.
Ukura be 120, 150 to 3 gallons.
That's right.
And this is for so many years actually you. What share no so dey make?
Ma share no so.
Na etina kwa say trio ko to Iran for feature.
Sir.
Bra Iran for me. Asem ya be say.
Adisua bi say na ana pepper.
Say you so fry ye fuel no.
Na akwada bia na numu oda no panisi ekum odwan ba ne ma no. Efono no a ono abeja to.
Ja ba ko na pomo odre no. Boka say na ne se twistia. Obeja ho. Bema.
Brale. Me da say ebusia ya dentia Africa Jack farmer. Emma etiefo ani ahwefo a awia yi wono etie Angel 96.1 FM na watwi bia no yehia na yedi nkomo ye betutwiase ebusuan ye metodro na mem ye bekira okwampa obefa so na wo sin ubetimi yedi ni kama na wo sin ubetimi asere with confidence na wo sin watimi ni abusuafo anyonkofo classmate obi bia se wuhia edomu a wonso watimi asere bie na ene yadesua no broni efre bibi plaque accumulation from insufficient brushing. Me pato one to 2 we see year timio. 1 to 2 we see year. Enuane no aye die no, enam no aye wie no, ade bia no aye di wura no mo no. Asem we makapen na mesa kabio. If say obi ho no mo ene de di nkan a wo tie Kojak yenkomo yi. Me pato aduane bia no aye die, ade bia di wura no, even ensuo kura no. De wo behwe agu ono mo no nya ni nyina na me pato ni nyina be ko yam wo yedan ye benya quantity of it eno no enro wo yam ebeka wo siase ensuo kura mpo no de wo behwe agu ono mo no cap ne ma no ni nyina nko yam kakra be ko onum eno nti broni fra bi accumulation of plaque and say food particles na ye ja no wo enum ene ade no eboabo ano nketenkete eboabo ano nkakra na akwahyeha yense ase eno nti ana mepaacho obi wo ho no ma wodi wi a ubom se praye wodi bewura ne se ase saa se wan hwe ni ye na se praye no kobuka wo se ase pe edi kuro beba wo se ase edi infections beba eno nti at the end of the day no wo se na nkasa ne bese na afi wonu mobon efi se ekuro aba wo se ase ana enuane no aye die no nso no se particles ne hyehye yanse ase a eno anabro ne kan say plaque formation ubo se na diastema ye kan diastema eye wosimu gire se esimu gire ne sisipe na afei mframa bia mpo nya kwan nwura wonum eba ne sa no a ubo se gas no a produce as a result of enuane ayedie no na afei no a generate gas bia ewo yanum enti wo bie wonu bia no a na de yanum kankan ba eno nti kojak ye tena sese ani aka kire wo se ya bomodren se apose no a ye friend say toothpaste no a wo de twetwe wo se no wo be pede ye papa wo hu wo be pede ye papa na wotimi de atwe wo se na kojak ye kan ne ye kan fo ama se wo be hia kojak charcoal toothpaste me pato wotie edin no a eye self explanatory ye de jabidie na ayo ye de jabidie afemfidiem ana ye de aye aposen eno nti se wo de twe wo se no a abusua ema wo se no so ye kama me pato aduane bia no a wadie no me pato nkekan wan free wo se so enwo anwa aduane bia ye die bia no me pato nkekan wan free se so na eye kojak charcoal toothpaste ana be use so as your daily toothpaste I would be to say brony eka bibi say teeth whitening wo se no be fita kama na afi no wo se no nkekan wan nyina frase no wonum nso ayehwam me pato so wonum bon a woni anyankofo hia na wo mobo pam emfa ho se watade ne boden emfa wo so address kama emfa ho me pato se spray na wo use no am say dan na se wo kasa na se wonum bon a enamfo no point me me ho eno ntiri yempe kojak charcoal toothpaste na yemfe ntwetwe ese no kama dentist etu yefo say at least twice a day yentwe ese mpre no deko anopa ne anwumre na entime emoa yen eno ache no mepamcha obi ohonom a ekuro wone se ase wono ankasa gina hwehwem na se wo hwe a wo hu ne se emoja nkitinkiti bi wone se ase wo hu ne se asa ne gam ne se achinam no ekuro bi aba ho eba ne sanso a wonum bebon eno de automatic se wonum bebon obi ohonom a infections enam a yawie no mepaacho the moment I bury enam no wo ye de kakra beka yen se ase enuane a yedie no ese yese pa because research conclude say too much intake of sugary food enuane a sikire wom ana carbohydrate starchy food ne nyina no eyade a ema yese no problem e de wo how bre yese no eno nti kojak say baby awonam bia no awie wutie yen anasa wo hwe yen no aya no apɛ kojak pea toothpaste ene ne mouthwash kojak pea toothpaste ene ne mouthwash na etimi aboa yen teto brush no so na fatwi wo sene kama me part of fluoride ewom ana mint ewom eno nti yi wo se asenke kanwa na ekum wo se asekuro obi ho no ne se emu abone ntokro eno nti ne kasa wo ntime nwi kaka ne totu ne se agu ne se no epro ankasa wo hwe ne se ya mu anya akono me part of kojak charcoal toothpaste anase kojak pea toothpaste anase ne mouthwash wo simu abone ntokro no mekanda bia se bacteria no a wo mo sai yese no saamo no na sama ye no mo bon if say the moment a wo no ebenya eye dabre ewo wo no no na wo mo tu nkosua no so at the end of the day wo no mbebon afen so obi wo hormo a ne se no efemfem no obi a wo se femfem wo bia no e kire se ena mel no a eno ne cover wo sene ho anase edura wo sene ho no me pacho na ho den akofom ye ka ena mel no a me pacho da bia me ka ekirem se esen no ba akopa bia no e won 3 parts ye wo enamel dentine and pop cavity me pacho enamel no eno ne cover and pop cavity no and dentine no ho se ne thickness ne kofom pe wo se ebe femfem eno nti obi ho no ma wo no musu onwunu a na asen na funu se tutu no obi ho no a wo wekase a wontumi obi ho no a ne dia ne se chese age ensu a eye de nkwa no time nom efre se ensu a enwuru kan se na ne se femfem no wo dia no wo behia kojak f mouthwash ene ne toothpaste kojak f mouthwash ene ne toothpaste na etimi aboa eye toothpaste yo eye medicated toothpaste wo teto brush ne so a twi wo se ne kama na afi no enkaboni bi emfiri wonum ebema wonum wo ehwam wo se achi nam ne beye den eno nti wona namfofo odi nkomo a o vim so who control over the conversation because se wo wura mu a onfa confusion ema obi nso e wo ho no ma me pacho ne dia no ene se ne sena nkasa no ase aye yellow obu an sena ase aye brown broni every bit dental abscess wo se no ase bi pro e hyentemo e ha dwan me pacho entimin tunto form e ma problem e kojak f mouthwash ene ni toothpaste enkwada dia no e kojak kit yɛma nkwadaa no mfa ɛsen a ɛfɛ ɛsen a ɛsen akyi nam na ɛden ɛsen a kyɛ sɛ ɛsen a ɛfɛ ɔho na akwadaa no wɔmfa nyini na akwadaa no wɔntimi mfa ni nkɔmɔ kama na obi wɔ no mu a carpal use no wɔfa no mu ano pɛ wɔntimi use bio because ne se na nya akɔ no ɛyɛ Kojak Kate toothpaste nkwadaa deɛ ɛno no mpamtɔ mu a muti paa mu no sese ewia na ewia na bɔ papaapa eba na sanso a ɛni mfuturo sese no ɛyɛ dusty environment ɛyɛ dusty weather ɛno nti eba na sanu a wɔne kata mo kyese mo bɛɛ paa ɛno nti mo no a kata ha mo adwene no mo mpɛ Kojak Pro Code na intime mo ayen wo mene ya mepacha wodi nsuo nwuno mene pɛ na afei ahohuru nipaduanom na ohunum sone nsuo atu atwa ohunum block atu betwa na afei no respiratory system no emu atimi ada ho na mframa fam eye Kojak Pro Code mepamcha mo a mo pɛ ba ko mienu miensa no de Pro Code no wo bekɔ pharmacy na mbom yen toothpaste no any other product ni nyina no provision stores bia no ebi wo ho supermarket ebi wo ho ye nuanom a mo ton wo traffic mo no wo benya Kojak no ebi wo ho na mo a mo pɛ dodo atu no mepacha Kumase ne importer mo de edum blue light central market ho na no Kumase wudru ho no mo a wo de ebusa sɛ Kojak fo no wo mo atran no wai obi abɛkyerɛ wo open car ma wobenya open bag ma wobenya muntu binton na entimi emo ayen na mo a mo pɛ ba kwa use no de mepacho Ghana fanai be bia no provision store bia no kwa benya bi pharmacy bia so kwa obenya bi mepacho mo a mo pɛ dodo atu no mo mfrɛ sa number nationwide be bia no obɛfrɛ ye no ye bɛkyerɛ ba bia obenya bi de nearby depot na onsa etimi akabi Kojak ye ba se ye bɛboa na oral health any oral hygiene yetimi a promote ne kama 0531 069 945 0531 069 945 and 0531 070 020 0531 070 020 me pacho o to a ehu ni akire efrese Food and Drugs Authority at the stamp no SSO Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana and so Ajatum Anna Pharmaceutical Council of Ghana and so Ajatum say Kojak 40 years and still counting say ebasa yemo eni passe ho ban na eni pentimen kasa with confidence na enum kan free ho no mo 40 years still counting we stand tall Bradley
Obasuma okwadua odimnika beke kanie mabomu de suma chechide am ni nan baako Kojak ne de ajatum dada
that's right
na mumu bia mu de no mamu kasa no mu kasa de
that's it
nti ma products no so yakono mo
that's right
o director so hwe yi ati
director Kojak o
hwe yi
mate
o de hane ayi prosecutor me odi obi ko jina ko tata kwana
bravo aje onyaba
court ready I won be kokura chinchina o sie ni akwana tena judge say masa o say we are dealing with time our time is over so no my lord the gentleman whenever I decide to bring him to court pabam
on a crown
I say whenever I try to bring him to court pabam he runs away
tiena menya no edi mo mo ye asam
but why him na tell us ika pabam he runs away as the cry particular me case the gentleman whenever I try to bring pabam
on a crown
he runs away but I cross kita match oh that's where you man
prosecutor no police here
chief inspector onye chief inspector onye prosecutor
that's right because what can't pabam ya police for bro for
and let me tell you court that my lord this gentleman whenever I try to bring him to pabam he runs away on couple of minutes
now what your police no guys your argument has fall flat I don't have time for you. Your argument has fall flat.
What's the case? And I call a police station. I swam. Now I call back a police officer now. I'm so about obey you when I say or fill in the phone now. You be sending dear. No, come on, try and I am not actually. Actually, man, the station number as well. Or ye in pocket no here no. Hey,
station number.
And no protocol there so.
On one station number is so bad po.
Oh, but I got protocol here. So okay, it's 2-4 pabam meko. Are you better as soldier? The Nigetra. I never tried to be group. Papa, I'm on a crowd. But another court to sort of court right. Money court watching them in a semana. I was here, sorry, so my a soldier nebana. Tell me, what's your hitting on? That then I want 30 say, Rosalinda. Or no, so no. So I saw a bit of better than a new Dino moving Libyan campaign. Said you on Minion with hitting about watching that debini. Hey, soldier. I mean, Shroud. When I could round to the other camera, you're fine, papa. As you told you, so no. We are money at the park. I was him, I mean, Chairman Ike, we a businessman, we a free method man, or so doper riding shop. I know about it. I want Betty say Rosalinda, I'll do Ragashiki. On about it. Up next, Angel, a platform, Jumadi, with another.